Okay.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good.
We're gonna do this thing or what?
Yeah, I'm excited. Always excited to talk to you and John. Hey, Johnny, what's up, John?
BJI.
The beautiful John Irons.
Thank goodness. It strikes me that that's not a great nickname.
What? The beautiful John Irons?
No. What would that be?
Let's just not.
Yeah.
Beautiful Johnny? Am I missing something? What am I missing?
I need to get the password to my computer there.
You're missing
beautiful
something.
Johnny.
It's
All right.
it's the acronym. The acronym that I made of
He'll get it when he edits.
TBJ. Oh, beautiful John BJ Irons. What would the I be? I don't know. Okay. You'll have to explain to me later. Sorry for the delay. I misunderstood the text message. I got to get new glasses, I think, or something, or a new brain.
You got to have the computer stop reading this stuff for you.
That's true. I think I just read 11:30 and I was like, good.
That sounds like that tracks. That sounds like Alex.
That sounds like me. 11:30 sounds great. Nobody's fighting that. That's perfect.
That's a
All right.
super normal time to start.
Everybody watch the episode?
A couple of times.
Okay,
Once.
good. Yeah, I got twice in me.
I watched it once.
Watched it twice.
And honestly, my one watching was unfair to it because I was watching it on my phone on the train, and so much of this is already like behind the scenes and shot from the other side of the room. I was like, "Who's in this shot?"
Oh, you're like, what am I watching?
And I couldn't turn on the captions. It was it was like I got it, but I'm sure it'll be a much better, different experience. When I
Chris
watch
can
it.
help us through this. He's got those great synopsises where you find stuff. All right,
Yeah,
anybody got Trek and Tells or whatever?
I have sort of one.
Okay. I think we're going to be asking, because I still didn't have my spectacles, if you could read the trivia questions tonight, Chris, and maybe me and John.
Yeah, I got trivia. Don't you worry.
Cool,
I got
cool.
it sussed.
2 cards. We can go head to head, or we can just have him answer. It's up to you.
Seeing it's
I'll just follow your lead.
the huge.
The usual. All right.
The usual.
Thank you, John Irons, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure
All right.
as always.
Okay, we're recording.
So you're fine with
Give it a second. Everybody's ready?
My mic cord okay? I'm not popping. Am I popping?
Sound good. How do I sound? Good, good.
Good.
What mic you using, John?
Whatever. Fine. I don't know, man.
You sound like you might be on your computer mic.
You want to tap it?
No? All right, hang on.
Good thing we asked.
Oh,
You seemed a little low to me.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
I almost forgot.
You can mute while recording. You can't
What would
switch.
my laser beam
You can
speed
mute
without
while
my
recording,
smoke?
but you can't switch mics. I can't switch
Always
mics
with
while
that
recording.
smoke.
Always
Is
with
it-
the smoke.
It says I can't switch mics.
You can't switch mics?
He's muted himself, so you muted just.
I can, but not while recording.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay.
actually,
So let me hit stop, and then I'll hit record again.
Yeah. Give me a second. Give me.
Nope. I
Yeah.
think we're good.
Are we taking it from top?
Nope.
Are
Nope.
we taking it from back to one?
No back to one.
We'll fix it in post.
Okay, tap your mic. Make sure we're all good. Okay, we're all good. Okay, you guys ready for this? Okay, we want to push the subscriptions because we're almost there, okay?
Bum, 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 bum.
And commenting below and pushing the subscriptions. All right, I'm just going to hit record again. There we go. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to do the cold open.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me.
What is Starfleet? And what the f was this episode? All right, now I'll do the opening.
All right,
I'll
then.
play. Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
I'm John.
And today we have with us the beautiful John Irons.
I never know. Am I supposed to introduce myself or wait for you guys?
It goes either way. It goes back and forth both ways. I've heard it both ways. But thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you joining us for this one. I found out earlier tonight that you hadn't watched the episodes of the last second. Maybe that's why you're the only person that said yes. No, I'm kidding.
That tracks. Well, I mean, it's always a yes for me if I am able.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I wanted to try to get Brent on the season, but he's still camping. He sent me some pictures from the campsite. Look gorgeous. So jelly. They got like actual nature up there in Canada. So he's having a good time. So hopefully he'll join us before the end of the season, if not shortly after. So that'd be cool.
They do have nature in Canada, I've heard.
Today we are talking about Strange New World, Season 3, Episode 7, What is Starfleet? And let's see. It was the star date. We don't have one. Original air date, August 21st, 2025. That's today.
As always.
At least when we're recording this. Okay. It's written by Catherine Lynn and Alan B. McElroy.
Or McElroy.
McElroy?
Either one.
McElroy.
I like
Is that like Macklemore with the I'm gonna pop some tags? Only got $20 in my pocket. Catherine Lynn. That sounds like two in sounds in together. They did that on purpose. Okay, directed by Sharon Lewis. Okay,
You got
Sharon
that
Lewis.
one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is that this not Lamb Chop? Isn't that Lamb Chop?
That's Sherry Lewis.
Sherry
Lewis.
Okay.
But now her daughter is doing Lamb Chop because Lamb Chop came back. So that's
Where did Lamb
I
Chop go?
don't know what Sherry Lewis's daughter's name is though. That's not on the sheet, is it, Chris?
I don't think so.
Come on, Chris. You
No.
did not predict
I
this
know,
question.
really. I didn't get the star date on the sheet this time, and I couldn't figure out Sherry Lewis's daughter's name. Yeah. You know, and usually I think of everything.
Okay. Well, next time we got it. Well, actually, comment down below what Sherry Lewis's daughter's name is. Yeah.
Yes.
But I went to the Puppetry Museum in Chicago. I've talked about it before, but they had a thing on Lamb Chop there, and it was really cool. But then when I got back home a little while later, then I found out that Lamb Chop came out of retirement with a new hand in its butt.
Is that where you met Sherry Lewis's daughter?
No, I wish. Although I think she's even older than me because Sherry Lewis was quite popular back in the 50s, right? So if you do the
Sherry
math.
Lewis is probably. I think she was probably in her 70s when she passed, 70s or 80s.
Yeah, there's people that don't even know who Lamb Chop is, which is insane to me. But so yeah, we're talking about this episode. Do we do the episode synopsis or the first impression? Oh, first, Chris, I wanted to ask you. Tell me about your experience. I'm so jelly. I wish we were IRL friends and I could have went with you. What happened? Where'd you go? What did you do?
Oh, well, if anybody out there in TV land, YouTube land, can see, Albie's wearing a shirt with a very noted personality as science communicator, Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, kind of like Dr. Laura. Neil deGrasse Tyson did a live episode of his Star Talk podcast out in a venue in East Hampton called Guild Hall. Apparently, he's got a place out there. So I guess he was here for the season, and he decided to do his podcast live at the local theater. And I was thrilled because I'd never seen him live. And it's not close, but it's still Long Island. So it took me about an hour to get there, but it's entirely worth it. It was a lot of fun. He was on stage with Chuck Nice, who's his regular co-host for Star Trek.
Oh, I love him.
Good
Mm.
And two other co-hosts. I think the guy's name was Michael Liu. But he was great too. Sure. He's the one. So here's the thing. You don't have to take my word for it. I can tell you it was great. I had great seats and it was a lot of fun. But it was an episode of Star Talk that they recorded there live. So it will eventually drop on the Star Talk feed. So you'll all be able to hear it at some point. But just seeing Neil deGrasse Tyson, just seeing somebody that's just so he's intelligent. He's a physicist, but that can so ably and clearly communicate science and the benefits of science to society at large, and just how everybody seems to have lost focus of that. He did make an excellent point, which I know he's made before, but Someone asked the question, they opened it up to the audience, and she asked the question about technology being used in medicine. And he said there's not one piece of equipment in the hospital with an on-off switch that was made by a doctor. He said usually most discoveries are unintentional. It's just tangential benefits of different research that people are doing. So the most famous case is the MRI machine. MRIs where they were just trying to, it's like x-rays too.
Magnetic resonance imaging.
Do you know how MRIs work? It's actually it's very interesting. I use them a lot in my job because we do MRIs of, damaged spines and stuff. From what I understand, the magnets in the MRI are so strong that they align the iron in your blood or like some part of your molecules, and that's how they read it, and they can get like
that's
a coherent
crazy
image. I'm probably saying it wrong, and comment down below on how I've gotten this completely wrong, but it's kind of something along those lines, and it's just amazing to me. So, but that's something somebody was just doing some other research, and then somebody else found this application, and they invented this machine, which has helped countless and numbers of people with injuries get different treatments. So, but that's the kind of thing that he was discussing. And just to cut this, Albie, just the fun thing was when he sat down, he said, this show is going to be about the science of superheroes. And it started out that way, and they kind of kept it on course, but it just became a more general discussion about life, the universe, and everything. So if you can see Neil deGrasse Tyson live, I highly recommend it.
I so would. Like, to me, it's like that episode of Sliders where the scientists are the rock stars and everybody's, you just instead of sports stars, you got scientists. That's the way I've always grown up, and I've always popped for scientists. So I'm kind of jelly. Can't wait to do it myself. I'll watch that episode as soon as it drops.
I feel very privileged to just where I live. I have the opportunity to do and see so many things. It's just a matter of getting out and doing it. But being in the New York area is it's a blessing in that way. You get to.
Did you ask him what I wanted you to ask him?
Stuff.
If he would be on our podcast?
They were passing the mics around the room, and I was so intimidated by how intelligent all the questions were in the audience. I was just like, "Oh, me talk good sometimes."
Yeah. Did you at least wear your Treksploration shirt?
No, I wore like a party shirt. So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But there was no chance. There was no meet and greet. They were supposed to do a stargazing thing. Okay, so one more tangent. They were supposed to do a stargazing thing after the presentation. The theater has like a little courtyard out on the side, and
meteor shower coming up or something, right?
Well, it's just this is one thing that he said that I never knew. He said the Hamptons, where they are in East Hampton, is 100 miles away from Boston. It's 100 miles away from New York. It's one of the only place in the Northeast corridor where you can see the Milky Way at night. I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen the Milky Way at night. So I'm going to try, especially like out in February. I've been out there in February. I prefer to go off season during the winter, but I might just try to find the clearest, darkest night next February and see if I can actually see the Milky Way. The only time I've ever seen it was when I went to Hawaii. And it was just like stunning. I was like, oh my God, how can we not see this from where we are? It's so prominent. But
all that light pollution.
Really cool. So anyway, so that cool. Was a fun fact.
I can't wait to watch it. I'm excited about technology in medicine. One, because all those new vaccines they're figuring out, to cure all the different cancers and type 1 diabetes. Hello, need that. And also, like with the AI for just like a starter diagnosis, so they can like maybe lead real people, real professionals in the right direction. That's something they might have missed because not everybody's Dr. House,
Yeah.
So both of those things I'm excited for.
Really, nobody's Dr. House. He's a fictional character.
Not even Dr. House. Everybody is like, it must be lupus. It's probably lupus.
You have as much chance of seeing Doctor Who.
Ooh.
Dr.
Hugh
Who?
Laurie as Doctor Who. Dr. Hugh.
Dr. Hugh. It's right there.
All right.
That's it. The podcast is over. It's not going to get any better than that.
Chris, It will get better because you have an amazing episode synopsis for us. Can you read that? It's for season 3, episode 7. What is Starfleet?
Okay, I'll try my best.
Thank you.
The following story you're about to see is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Oh, wait, no, they haven't. And thus we embark on the documentary by Umberto Ortegas, What is Starfleet? A combination of hidden camera footage, conveniently precise ship security camera logs, and reality TV-style confessional interviews with the crew. The doc begins with lofty declarations expounding on the title question, What is Starfleet? An organization that upholds the ideals of duty, honor, and peace while exploring the stars, all the while searching for answers to the mysteries within ourselves. So Ortegas is essentially reiterating the core premise of Star Trek and really most all of science fiction, isn't he? And then ripping it down to the studs. What distinguishes starships like the Enterprise from warships, colonizing and imposing Federation laws on others? Clearly, Beto is intent on doing a hatchet job on Starfleet. Anyway, the Enterprise is called to an active war zone. The planet Lutani 7, Lutani, right? Lutani 7 was attacked by neighboring planet Cassir. Millions of Lutani are dead. The Enterprise is to go to the moon Tychus B and transport some kind of livestock called a Jikaru to Lutani to help with the war effort. They get to the moon, and a giant sort of sea moth with energy wings bursts from the waves and flies into orbit. An unexpected Lutani scout vessel shows up and opens fire on the Jikaru. The Jikaru hits them with a fatal burst of radiation and turns on the Enterprise. Spock is visibly affected by the Jikaru, sensing its emotions, kind of like V'ger or that cloud creature that he mind melded with in One of Our Planets is Missing in the animated series. That was some crazy shit. Turns out that the Lutani have been turning the Jikaru into living weapons, and they need this one to help them win their war. Scientists aboard the scout ship are trying to stop the Jikaru, saying their tampering was a mistake, but too late. The Jikaru has shrugged off its Lutani shock collar, and now the Enterprise must find a way to corral the beast and complete its mission. No one is happy about this, but orders are orders, and Pike vows to get the creature to Lutani 7 because the admirals are making him, I guess. But that won't be easy. The Jikaru is powerful, uncontrollable, and angry. Remembering Spock's link to the creature, Uhura suggests that they try to communicate. So Spock, Uhura, and Chapel fly the Galileo right up. Start that again. You're going to edit this good, right?
Yeah, go back to give me a beat.
Okay.
So
Spock, Uhura, and Chapel fly the Galileo right up into the Jikaru's grill and says, "Sup?" The Jikaru is all in great pain, and it has been engineered to be a weapon, but it doesn't want to be. No kill eye. Right on the heels of this breakthrough, a Lutani warship arrives. Its captain accuses Pike of trying to keep the Jikaru weapon for the Federation and turns its weapons on the creature. The shuttle and its crew are caught in the crossfire, and Spock and Chapel are gravely injured. The Jikaru disables the Lutani ship and just kind of flies in circles. Uhura suggests that she communicate with it using the ship's computer as a neural interface. The Jikaru tells Uhura that it only knows anger and violence and is unable to change. It begs the Enterprise to attack it. It will then turn on the Enterprise and follow the ship into the system's star, killing itself. The Enterprise complies, aiding the creature in its demise, but first promises that it will protect the Jikaru's children from a similar fate. The Jikaru swan dives into the sun. Everybody cries. Beto is shaken. Uhura points out that he was angry at Starfleet for the injuries Erica suffered during the Gorn attack, but he shouldn't try to smear the fleet over Erica's commitment to duty, sacrifice, and the greater good. It doesn't come without danger, which is why the Enterprise can seem like an imperialist warship from the outside. Umberto sees the light, and the documentary ends by saying Starfleet is the greatest thing ever because it's comprised of the greatest people ever, all doing their best. Not bad for a bunch of colonizers, eh? The end.
Wow, that was good, Chris. Thank you. I was really paying attention because I had no idea really what happened in this episode, so I was hoping to glean something from you. Wow, first impressions. Let's go with John Irons.
The
beautiful John Irons.
Thank you. Now I shall respond.
All right. Sorry about that.
Um, I compared to the rest of the season, this was there was nothing. It was not a bad episode. It is probably it's on the lower end of the episodes for me. Not because anything was particularly wrong with it, but because nothing was especially impressive about it either. I felt the like I like I think it started off with promise. Um, and we can get into specifics later, but the behind the scenes footage aspect didn't necessarily add anything for me. So if they were counting on that, then it had no effect. Um, I think if I'm reading between the subtext of your lines there, Chris, that you felt like they start off asking questions. Are we great? Yeah, we're great at the end. Like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe go deeper with it, or I don't know. I'm looking forward to the discussions, but all right.
It's all about a matter of perspective, maybe. I don't know. For me, this is going to be unusual because, you know, I'm the guy who likes everything. And after I finished watching this episode, I just kind of sat there and I was like, huh. And I have to say I was extremely, like, vehemently indifferent to the episode.
Right?
And I didn't know what was going on. Like, I appreciate that Stranger Worlds takes these big swings. And for me, usually they hit it out of the park even when other people don't seem to enjoy it. I enjoy it. This one, I don't know if they succeeded or failed in what they were trying to do, but for me, it went over my head or beside my head. I didn't connect with it. Whatever that connection was supposed to be, I didn't feel it. Chris.
Okay. I want to go on record as saying not only was I wasn't okay. Let me start that again.
Okay.
Because honestly, this episode, I'm going to do John Irons one better.
Ooh.
This episode was not just disappointing, not just indifferent. I could make a case that this might be the worst episode of Star Trek ever.
Wow. Of Star Trek?
I was angry and just nonplussed about this entire thing. I was just like, who is this episode for?
Yes.
Because we can get to, you know, final thoughts when final thoughts, but the entire time I'm watching the episode, I'm alternately angry at the conceit that it's setting up and aggravated by the stupid camera work. And just at the end of the day, it came to a place where we all start from anyway as Star Trek fans. So what's the point? And not only that, you're doing it in a way that actively aggravates Star Trek fans. And there's a little bit of cheap trickery going on with that. And I'm not going to say the episode was like poorly written. I'm saying the episode was annoyingly written. And I'm trying to understand the purpose of the episode. Like, who are they aiming this one to? We can get into that in the discussion. But yeah, I am not a fan of this week's episode of Strange New Worlds.
Thank you for verbalizing that for me.
And I was not counting on, but kind of hoping that you guys would like help me see the light. It's like, no, here's what's great about it.
You both, same.
Yeah.
I wanted to come away from this with you guys having shown me the light. Now,
there are a couple of nice beats. There were a couple of nice character beats. But before we get into that, I want everybody down below in the comment section to tell us what you think about this episode of Strange New Worlds. You can reach us right here on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Treksploration. You can also subscribe to us on our Patreon feed. That's subscribe, like, share, and support on Patreon. Patreon.com/Treksploration. Hit us up on Instagram @TreksplorationPod. You can blue sky us at Treksploration.bluesky.social. TikTok @Treksploration. email us. Tell us what you think via email, treksplorationpod@gmail.com. Hit us up on our P.O. Box. Mail me some found footage. P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 11705. You can also support the show in a one-time manner with this QR code that Albie's going to pop up right now. Just scan it with your phone, and or if you're watching this on your phone, put something else on with this on.
I guess
and
two phones.
Scan the screen with the screen. I don't know. Pop it up onto your TV.
That's why I can't sign into Amazon on my phone.
You
That's
guys
my
are
rap name in
all
college.
phone to do it.
yeah.
Those two phones.
What is that?
You're all it's Inception over here, but you'll be able to do it because you're all smart out there in YouTube land. You can also just make it easier and go to Buy Me a Coffee. That's buymeacoffee.com/Treksploration, just like the omnipotent Willard.
The omnipotent Willard.
Omnipotent Willard, who we want to thank for his support, and we also want to thank our crew of intrepid Trek explorers who support us over on the Patreon. That includes our cadets, Listen Linda and Rick Tatro, our lieutenant commanders, Scott Seligman and Cosplay Dad, and of course our esteemed Captain Charles from Texas, Captain on the Bridge. Charles. If you want to support the show monetarily, you can do so at the patreon.com/Treksploration. See what kind of membership levels we have there and what you can get for
all kinds of bonus and early stuff.
Paying member, yeah. So that's on Albie. So I just count on Albie to say, yeah, it's great over there. So yeah. Also send us your photos for the credits. So Albie likes to put everybody's
I will blur them out
pictures,
after I see them, but send them, please.
Send them, and yeah, you can see a picture of my little Penelope when the show ends. So stick around for that. Penny. So yeah, we want to know. I'm especially curious to know how people
talk us off the ledge, guys.
Are reacting to this episode. It's just such an anomaly to me. All right.
Before we go there, I just want to reiterate what you're saying, Chris. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost there. We're almost monetized on this channel.
Oh, nice.
Our other channel's monetized. You know,
Nice.
of course, for like a decade now. And if you want to see more of all three of us, go over there. It's a Quantum Leap podcast on YouTube. But we're trying to get this channel monetized as well, so we can do even more content for you that is specifically for that kind of stuff. And also go to the Patreon, check out the PayPal link. I'm just trying to make my nut, okay?
Okay. I think I saw that episode.
It's pretty good.
Anyway.
All right, sorry. I got a shill.
I understand. I thought I did it okay, but I guess I didn't do it.
This is my full-time job.
Yeah, me no talk good. I told you about that with the Star Talk thing.
I think he would come on our podcast if we got Steve Shives and Sean and Jesse. We can, and Allison. We can, John Iron, the beautiful John. We can get Neil.
From what I'm hearing, I'm not enough. That's all I hear out of their mouth right now.
Chris, you and I are the show. We need the beautiful, famous people to get the people to see
we
us.
are the beautiful, famous people.
Aww.
Anyway.
So yeah, okay.
It sounds like
Chris.
It sounds like of the three of us, I maybe liked it the most, and I didn't really like it. I think it's not even that I did. It was so oatmeal. It was so. I wasn't annoyed by it. Like I said, the found footage thing wasn't so much. Okay, so like I think I said this. Like I was watching it on my phone, on the Metro. So
that's an inception of a found footage.
Yeah, so the camera angles are already like across the room and down the hall and from behind the bookshelf. So like so it's just it's like a little speck. Like okay, whatever. Like fine. It didn't annoy me though, because I'm like, okay, well that's a function of the phone. But maybe if I saw it on the TV, it would still be the same situation. But it didn't. It wasn't so much that in and of itself wasn't so negative to me as the. I felt like they brought up these themes, they asked these questions, and then totally whiffed and dropped the ball and skirted and skated and avoided when they the starts off okay is Starfleet just imperialism. I'm like, good question, make your case, or do a documentary and don't have an opinion, or do a kind of shoddy documentary and do have an opinion, make your case. And so it ends with this happy Thanksgiving scenes. You see, these people are nice people. They're not bad. They couldn't be bad. Look at them having turkey.
Right.
They're
And
having
and
Space Dad's
and
cooking
playing
for
guitar.
everyone.
and like, okay, I'm like, clearly you're only asking these questions because your sister got hurt. You know, like no, they're fair questions. Whether or not his sister got hurt, like it's like, and it's not like I want someone to do a hatchet job on Starfleet. You know, Starfleet's great. But the questions are fair questions.
We support the Empire. I mean, Federation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess I was, and it's like every beat was disappointing because it was predictable. Everything was predictable. Oh, they got this cargo. We don't know. They won't say what it is, but it's like it's clearly something like you know what it is. At first, honestly, I thought it was like just slaves. I thought it was just straight up slaves or whatever sci-fi version of slavery they would have, like drones or semi-conscious altered clones or something. But so okay, so it's a
like the perfect mate or something.
Yeah, it's a creature that they experimented on until it's just a war machine. Okay, that's all right. So basically, what I thought, and it's really sentient, and it's trying to communicate, and like I'm not one of those. Well, we've seen this on Star Trek a million times, so it can't be a good episode. I'm not that at all. But we've seen this everywhere a million times, and so if you're going to do that, do something different with it, and they just didn't.
Albie, you wanted me to educate you on something earlier.
Yeah, on because what I'm missing, because I love documentaries. I grew up, basically like Sheldon in that closet in the library, educating himself with documentaries, from PBS. Learning Channel was a big thing for me back then. And I'd rent documentaries from the library and stuff. And I would I was like Johnny Five. I needed input. I wanted to learn more and more, mostly about science, some history, stuff like that, geography. But I wanted to know more. I wanted to learn more. So I love documentaries. I love Star Trek. And this is a documentary about Star Trek. But I couldn't, like popsicle stick on the teeth thing, or like the fork on the plate thing.
Okay.
Or the guy having a mustache in your line of sight thing.
Oh my God! Oh, speaking of, when we get monetized, Chris and I will grow mustaches.
How inside are these jokes? What the hell are you talking about?
For that one episode. So if you want to see us look silly with 3 eyebrows, subscribe down below. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, mustaches. When you can only look the guy in the eye, you can't look at his mouth. And I read lips. That's the problem. Yeah. Nails on a chalkboard. So why didn't I like it? I wanted to like it, but I don't like it. And the documentary was telling me not to like Star Trek people.
Yeah. So that's where this is where I'm actually confused about the premise of the episode. I understand what they're trying to do with Beto venting his spleen against how he almost lost his sister, how his sister got hurt. But I'm going to sneeze. Give me a second.
No problem. I'll try that.
Bless you. Wow.
Anyway,
it's a triple.
I usually go like 5 or 6.
Where were we? Go back and take a beat.
Yeah. So obviously Beto had an axe to grind. He was upset that his sister got hurt, almost killed because of her service in Starfleet. So he somehow miraculously is the only person in the entire quadrant, in the entire realm of the Federation, who gets picked to do a documentary about Starfleet on the the 100 years of the Federation at this point.
The centennial.
The centennial of the forming of the Federation. That's convenient, and he does it like twirling his mustache. I'm going to show everybody what a shitty organization this is. And I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be some kind of real world message they're trying to send here. Because if you think of Star Trek, especially 60s Star Trek, it is very imperialistic. It is very, very heavy on the thought of empire, even though they call themselves a peacekeeping armada. I think that Picard coined that phrase in some episode somewhere. It's still an armada. So there are problematic overtones or undertones, however you want to say it, of what is this entity? Are they military? Are they colonizers? Are they just out there to perpetuate themselves at the expense of others? Like you said, John, fair questions. But at the same time, you're speaking to people who love Star Trek, and they know that at its heart, the heart of Star Trek is inclusion and understanding and knowledge and exploration. So to have an episode that would maybe point out some of the more problematic aspects of Star Trek to people who already love Star Trek, that's what I'm saying. Are you like trying to go after like the people who are hating on new Star Trek for being too, quote, woke? Because that's something like you would hear from like I don't know, someone that's like alt left would be like, oh well, it's just a bunch of colonizers, you know. So it's just like I'm trying to figure out like what point of view are we trying to watch this from? I know I feel like I'm all over the place, but I'm confused as to what the purpose, aside from Beto being angry, what's the larger context here? And the only thing I can find with the larger context is the writer's room trying to figure out a way to apologize for Star Trek. Since when do we need an apology for Star Trek? To say, oh yeah, well they do this stuff, but you got to look at it in context, and maybe it is problematic, but they're really nice people. So yay fleet. It's just like, we already know this as Star Trek fans. You're only annoying me by bringing up these questions in such a belligerent way and doing what is obviously a swipe, like just smearing the reputation of the fleet, but also smearing the ideals of the franchise that we so enjoy. So I think that's where my anger at this episode came from, because I couldn't find the point in what they were doing. I couldn't find the larger context of what they were trying to convey when they posed those questions. Like you said, John, there are good questions, but they don't really do anything with them except annoy people at the beginning. It's like they're setting up straw men. And this is like a cheap trick. This is just a cheap writing trick.
Good band.
You just set up, like, which one? Cheap Trick isn't Bamp and Vamp. That's the Ramones.
Cheap Trick. Help me out, John Irons.
Cheap Trick. I want you to want me. That's Cheap Trick.
No, that's Letters to Cleo.
Anyway, it's almost like they're setting up straw men, which are intentionally bad or weak characters, so that your characters can look good when they knock them down. And that's what this struck me as. Like, the whole setup of this documentary, the entire documentary, is a straw man for the episode to conquer by the end.
The more I listen to you, the madder I get about it. And here's the thing. By
the end, we're going to be all angry.
I haven't even gotten to, like, I was kind of like stopped at the door of like my issues with this episode, that until you were talking about it, I didn't even think about the problems like in universe with this episode, because I was like tackling it conceptually. But he's been with them for months, and his whole documentary is about this one episode. He's recorded them doing some cool shit. Like,
yeah, why wasn't that in the documentary?
Why wasn't the ancient thing where they unearthed the new species there? Why wasn't the
wedding, dancing at the wedding? They could have played more Wham. That would have gave me something at least.
He was there for all that. It would be if he had just shown up this episode, it would be more forgivable. But he's been there for literally at least 9 months, right? Close to a year. It would have
to be 6 to 9 months at this
point. Right. And but my documentary is about this one thing. And by the way, in the middle of my documentary, I'm going to change my entire premise. Because that's absolutely how documentaries work. They figure out, they change their mind in the middle and like, what?
And they edit as they go, obviously.
They edit as they go. And you've been there with this unprecedented access for 6 to 9 months, and you still got shitty shots with your super remote control cameras that can go anywhere. They're either right up in your face or they're way on the other side. Like what? Why?
I call it the folkumentary, like the FAUX-umentary.
Yeah.
That Blair Witch style drove me nuts because
I believe Blair
just
Witch.
the camera placement when it wasn't
feasible,
somehow declassified security footage of the Enterprise. It was like he was clearly hiding the camera behind walls and planters to get. I'm gonna get you.
I'm like, but you've got access. You don't need to do that.
Exactly. So it already. That's another thing that angered me because it made it like he's this crusading documentarian who is pulling dirty tricks to try to catch them in some kind of lie. And it's just like, so the premise right there is belligerent. And so it puts my hackles up. Because it's just like, not only are you going to you're going to be a sneaky piece of shit about it. And even Uhura catches on to it in the middle of the episode. And that's another thing where like this whole documentary conceit doesn't work very well because you still need a narrative arc in an episode. So you need to have character beats. You need to have revelations. You need to have progression of a story. If he was there, to your point, John, for 9 months shooting so much different kind of footage, why was 85% of his documentary, quote, declassified ship security footage that just happens to catch every bit of action that you could ever want in a 40-minute television show?
And how are you also just now discovering the personalities of the people that you've been embedded with for 9 months?
Right. Like
I don't know. Are they bad? I don't know. Like you do know though, because you've been there the whole time. You've seen them do stuff like this. Right. You've seen them spare lives and do all the like.
They're not acting with malice, but you're still like carrying a grudge, and it's just like it
makes him seem very two-faced too.
Yeah,
this could have worked better if he had just gotten there. Then you could forgive some of this. It's like, okay, I'm showing up because I don't know. Let me find out. And you come in with a chip on your shoulder and you think you know what you go, and then you discover that it's not what you thought. That could work if you just met somebody, but not if you've been with them for 9 months. Intimately, like your sister and your, I guess, girlfriend, maybe?
Right.
And she forgave him way too quick, by the way.
Well, also he edited it, so maybe not.
That's true.
I guess.
I fixed a lot of my arguments in post.
Here's a revelation that just occurred to me. This episode tried to do what you were saying earlier, Chris, about like bringing up the points and not really confronting them. This episode tried to do what the Barbie movie did successfully, because there are scenes in the Barbie movie where people go off on Barbie. It's like because of what she represents. Right? Oh, you're this unrealistic, unattainable standard of beauty, and like this, and like you're the poster child for this and this and this and this. All of which, this particular Barbie isn't, but the comments are fair. And the reason that movie works, brilliant movie, by the way, the reason that movie works is because it acknowledges and accepts all of that. It's like, okay, yes, I am this, but I'm also this. Yes, this is true, but this is also truth. That's why that movie's good. And this show was not, because it didn't do that. It was like, no, that's not correct. We no, you're just wrong. All that stuff is not right.
Casa House.
Yeah, exactly. Mojo Jojo Casa House.
I think that
like, I gotta watch that movie again. It's so good.
It's great.
I made it through Barbie, leaving Barbie Land, and that's
we got it on 4K.
Oh my god, that's when the adventure begins, Chris.
I know.
Great. Rhea Perlman's in it.
I got distracted for some reason, like a legitimate reason. I had to get up away from the movie.
Okay,
and
give it another try.
I never went back to
Margot
it.
Robbie's hot.
So,
it's really,
I just watched. Dude, I like Margot Robbie so much that I just rewatched The Suicide Squad, and then I started watching Suicide Squad, the bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Right.
mean,
Well,
I
you
think
got to
Margot
catch
Robbie
up
is a
for
very
Peacemaker, right?
talented individual. It's not even about the fact that she's pretty. I just think that she's fun to watch.
She's very talented
Yeah.
too. You catching up for Peacemaker? You're gonna watch
I was
season one,
catching
and
up.
then
Yeah, catching up for Peacemaker.
I got the same plan.
When is it? When does it come back? So,
The
I
same
think
today.
tomorrow.
Today.
oh,
today?
really?
21st.
Wow. Okay.
Today.
Today.
I guess I gotta do some watching.
You mentioned Chris. You mentioned that one scene with Uhura and what's his name, Umberto.
Yeah, they call him Beto. Beto is his
For me,
nickname.
that was the one scene that almost kind of worked. Like it pulled me in for a half second,
Mhm.
you know, and then I realized I was looking through a potted plant or something.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of sad because I felt her feeling that betrayal, you know.
And then so it's like, are we supposed to hate Beto now? It's like, why are you trying to make your fan base angry? I like this whole documentary conceit also was just so like, I think you kind of alluded to it at the top, John. Like, why? It was unnecessary. And also the shots of them just like staring into the camera. It's like, are we watching a public service announcement? Like, what it's just, it's too much. And it reminds me of something that I've seen now over and over again in this season, reminding me of what I think Akiva Goldsman said. Like, what genres do you want to explore? What types of genres do you want to play with? And it seems to me every single episode this season has had some kind of gimmick genre thing. So you had the comedy one with the Trelane. You had the zombie. We want to do a zombie episode. We want to do a wacky comedy episode.
Whodunit.
We want to do the Whodunit holodeck episode. Now let's do the documentary episode and ask some hard hitting questions about what is Starfleet. Again, very valid questions to ask if you're really going to explore them. But, you know, I think that Next Gen did it quite a bit and very, very effectively. I don't know the name of the episode, but the planet where Wesley quits Starfleet because they're trying to displace these people because of a new treaty with the Cardassians. So that's just like, wow. I mean, yeah, that's a meaty question. Or the entire movie Insurrection was about this issue.
Yes.
So it's like, so I don't mind.
But it
if you're
gave us
gonna
someone to
ask
root
it.
for.
Yeah,
It
but
gave us people to get behind. This episode didn't.
Right. It gave us context. It gave us a story. This episode just asked the questions in the most belligerent way possible, basically saying, peacekeepers or colonizers? And it's just like, come on. You know, it's like, so you're going to just make it like a black and white issue like that. And it's going to take this one mission to turn you around. To your point, John, I didn't even think about it. The guy has been with them for 9 months, seeing what Starfleet does. And this is the revelation. I mean, it's just so sad.
And even if you like, where's all the other footage you shot? Because you got some good stuff. And also the declassified security footage. Those aren't good shots either. I'm like the captain's chair. Like, how is that a close? Like, how is this the camera that's there all the time and it's still a bad shot? Like, I get. It couldn't decide. I'm sorry if I'm raising my voice. Albie, fix the levels. Fix the levels. I'm very hot about this issue. You just don't know, man. Like, it's like it part of it, like it wants to be like a reality show, kind of like that kind of found footage.
Yeah, that's
they had the confessionals.
Right, but that's different from documentary style interview and like handheld camera or remote drone camera, you know, just kind of catching the action. And yeah, I think someone just said, I don't know. This missed kind of every mark. And there are like you said, Albie, there's a couple of scenes where someone gives a great line. Pike talking about when you see someone die, and Benga when he's talking about, like, you know, life and death and being a medical officer in the war. Like, there are moments, and that's really, you know, where the performances are great and the writing is great. But those are, you know, the little mini chocolate chip nuggets in a not great cookie.
Now I want Chips Ahoy.
I almost use a different metaphor, but I'm like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not as bad as Chips Ahoy. Put that on the post.
It was disappointing. It was either predictable. Every choice, every fork in the road, the way they went was either predictable or disappointing. Every major one, it was either predictable or disappointing. There wasn't one that was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like not once. Even like Spock trying to bond with it, of course, and they communicate with it in the end, of course. And even if, like you said about insurrection, I was like, okay, well, maybe Command is going to order them to do something that's just wrong. And Pike is going to figure out some kind of way to kind of bend the rules or work around it, or, finagle it so that they don't have to do the horrible thing and come to a better resolution. But no, he did everything they ordered him to do. Like they kind of came up with another solution, but there was no point in which he went against the orders, which is fine, but also kind of goes to they're imperialist point. Like, I was just following orders. Like, Chris, like, why, why, where?
That's what I'm saying.
When,
you see
how?
when I tried to express these thoughts at the top of the show, I was well nigh incoherent. I was all over the place because it's just so aggravating. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I think that my thoughts are so scattered because this episode is so scattered. It's like, what are we focusing on here? Because a lot of what you see, like that sort of sneaky around the corner footage, is Pike talking to the Admirals, saying, what are we doing here? And then him commiserating with Una, but they're just saying, orders are orders. We got to get it done. We don't want it. We don't like it. Una even has a thing at the end where, again, didn't make any sense, but she said, it's a cost we must pay for our missions, our choices. Sometimes like the costs come due, right? The cost we pay for our missions, our choices come due. What missions and choices led you to this, where it's coming due? So are you saying that Starfleet is cruising for a bruising because you do some crappy stuff and now you got to pay the piper? Or or is it just like an unfortunate side effect of the exploration gig? I'm trying to figure out where we're landing here. Yeah. So, but at least they tried to present Pike and Una as reluctantly doing what they had to, doing what they were told. Ortega's saying, why are we helping these guys? Didn't they aid the Klingons during the Klingon War? Aren't they kind of jerks? I realized that, they were attacked by their neighbor and like 9 million of them were killed. But at the same time, they're not, from everything we know, good actors. So why are we... So I get her question too.
They bring up the questions that they never answer.
Explore any of that either. It's just like, so you're helping someone that is a potential enemy, or at least not a friend. And why is the fleet pressing you to do this? Why does the Starfleet? They have their own warships. They have their own shuttles. Why do they need a Starfleet vessel to go to this planet to corral this thing that they genetically engineered, that they put the shock collar into? They installed this thing's buttons, yet they need to send a Starfleet ship to get it and to bring it to the planet?
I think...
Why didn't that warship that came looking for it just do that?
I think I don't know if this is headcanon or whatever, like my understanding of that was, Pike kept making the comparison to a Bronco, right? My understanding was they thought it was tame, or it was tame, but then it broke out because they were surprised when it got up and it flew like out of the ocean on its own. They had to track it down. So I think, they thought that they could just pick it up and basically tow it. They didn't expect it to be able to propel itself, and so then they had to chase it down.
Why did Starfleet need to do that for them?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Because show.
Yeah, because they could be there, so they could be there for this, for Beto's awakening. How Beto got his groove back. I mean, it was just. I mean, so there's so many things on the face of it where it's just like I have so many questions. You pose some good yourself that you never answer, but even these logic questions, it's just like everybody's questioning, why are we doing this? And Pike's, it's a need to know thing. You know, you'll know when you need to know.
Do we get to know?
No,
does the audience get to know? We don't need to know either, I guess.
I guess.
You know how this also could have worked if we saw him, if instead of just presenting what I guess is the finished documentary, I guess, that he presented on, whatever, Starfleet PBS, whatever, I don't know what it is. But if we had seen him instead, if it was shot from the perspective of he's just in the editing room, and he's editing these pieces, and he looks at this clip and he looks at that clip, and so we see the different perspectives, and we see him coming to the real, which is still kind of dumb because he's been there this whole time, but we see him like forming this story that would maybe have worked better, and
maybe a couple scenes out of the documentary universe interspliced with that. I would have definitely popped for an editing bay in Star Trek.
I got to tell you, I'm thinking like a producer. I'm thinking like how I would have put this together if I was still working in TV. So when they go to all of this declassified security footage, did he get all of that through a Freedom of Information request beforehand? Or, because if you think about it, this could make Starfleet look bad because they are doing something kind of shitty. Yet at the end of the documentary, they're the heroes. Did they declassify this footage just because they knew it was going to go this way? Or, I mean, if the guy was really being clandestine about it the way he said, he would have gotten as much footage as he could to do the worst that he could.
Well, and also, like,
you know, so it's like, did the fleet have to approve this first? He couldn't have gotten that footage unless they sent it to him, unless it was declassified. I mean, he's not hacking the computer, obviously.
And the documentary is released by Starfleet, right?
Right. So I guess. Would Starfleet have released the documentary had he used the declassified footage in a way that made Starfleet look bad?
And it also didn't make sense that he's got the behind the scenes view of Pike speaking to the admirals from, again, behind the potted plant or whatever. Why? If they're allowing you to show his conversation, just get the footage of the conversation. You don't need
I can see that. You know why? Because having the camera in the room knowingly will always affect the way you react. He was trying to catch them. He was trying to catch them in the act. I'm
not saying have the camera next to Pike's head while you record. I'm saying it's a Starfleet transmission. There's a recording. Just use the recording that they recorded of their conversation instead of, because either they're allowed to see we are allowed to see the conversation or we're not. If we're allowed to see the conversation, just like we're recording this conversation, there's no reason to have some third party camera recording me recording us. That's dumb.
Yeah, but I think again he's trying to catch them in a lie. He's trying to catch them doing something nefarious, and Starfleet obviously, when they reviewed the documentary before releasing it, redacted half the conversation anyway. Yeah. So it's just like,
I mean, okay, but you have to.
It makes no sense.
You know how many hoops you got to jump through to make that work? You get
here's the thing.
He could have thought he was getting something, and then release it on his own somehow.
That's what I'm thinking. If you're going to be a crusading journalist, why would you submit this to be redacted?
But you've already. You have to submit it because it's going out on Starfleet. You're not doing this for some. This is not some guerrilla journalism.
But he could have done that.
That would work.
He could have done that.
That would have worked. That would have made more sense if he was like, "I'm shooting a documentary for so and so, for some independent journalist, and not the Starfleet propaganda machine."
Yeah.
Then it would have worked. Then it would have been fine.
Or he sneaks in like the agent provocateur under the radar for the Starfleet propaganda machine, and then gets what he wants and makes the film he wants, and just wide release, disperses it.
That would be fine
to the whole quadrant.
Was that Michael Moore? Michael Moore?
I don't know. Serenity. Can't stop the signal, Mel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miranda.
Yeah,
Miranda.
Okay.
Miranda.
My mistake. I was talking about a real person. That's on me. My bad.
You guys brought up a lot of things that I've making me think. Now I saw this episode weeks back originally because you know me, I go right to them as soon as I
You
get
binged
into 'em.
them?
I'm like, yeah, and I had that first reaction, and the other episodes I went back and watched a few times. This one I had no desire to right away, and I kind of dreaded rewatching it before tonight. That's why I think I procrastinated as much as I did. Uh, but I've been trying to recontextualize it in my brain the last few weeks, and I was trying to think many different things. And one of the things was, okay, if we discount how the episode was shown to us, I was trying to think, okay, the stuff that happened in the episode, would that have been a good story by itself?
It would have been fine.
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. That's a fair question.
Yes.
What do you think, Albie?
I got kind of like a cross between maybe Encounter at Farpoint because of floaty space aliens, and maybe a little bit of Insurrection. But was there another episode about somebody would rather die than be a slave or something?
The one that I keep thinking about is I think it's where we stopped
Was
in
it
our
Roger Danar?
What's the first season episode where the guy who looks like Billy Mooney goes and rescues the orbiting living spaceship?
The guy from Dear John,
their version of
Tin
Moira.
Man.
Tin Man.
That's the one. This reminded me a little bit of Tin Man.
That guy was
as well.
from Dear John, I think. Yeah, I like Dear John. I watched a lot of that.
It reminded me. I didn't think about it till you just said this, but I think there was also a first season. I just remember Roger Danar, and so they were bred to be warriors, and like we just want to leave.
Yeah.
We
the
just wanna
Hunted
leave.
or the High Ground, one of those two. I always get those confused because they're the same kind of episode.
But there's like the ruling class, the aristocracy, and they basically just breed people to fight for them, and then they escape, and Picard just leaves them there. It's like, yeah, you guys are gonna have to figure this out, and he leaves, which was great because it leaves the question. It's like, it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was also trying to.
I
was trying to think.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, John. I'll give you a beat and go back.
No, I'm just. This is my least favorite episode of this season. I think I liked this less than the Trelane one because I didn't. At least that was mildly amusing. This was not. This had a few spots of being interesting, but that's because I like the characters on the ship, not because
people didn't like the Wedding Bell Blues, but I did. But I guess some people are going to love this episode, and I'm missing it. But it brought up. I want to continue the discussion after the break. It brought up questions I had and things that I think I learned from the episode, which was something good, or at least it brought it up into my current consciousness that I might have known before, but might have forgotten. And I wanted to talk about how it might hold a mirror up to our society today, which is what good sci-fi is supposed to do. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to have fun stuff after the break. We're going to have some trivia, maybe a Trek and Tell or two. And we'll have final thoughts and ratings and see how much we loved or hated or didn't like or were indifferent to this episode of Star Trek. So we'll be right back after this break. Okay, you guys got to go pee or anything? I got to grab a drink and go pee real quick.
I'm just going to get some more water.
Okay. I shall return.
Should I mute or anything? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
It was a lot of fun.
Love that, man. Dude, I wish You know what? I was watching that. I think I texted you about that episode, season 2 finale of the Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like our group is like that, except we're never gonna like meet. We're kind of meeting, you know,
you and I met
online.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we're not gonna be
we met in
hanging
person.
out
I've met
like
John a
on
couple of
doing stuff.
times. Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, that's just the reality of it. That's the internet age. We live all around the world, so
Yeah, and I think
I
it's
think
also
lucky that
age
we
too,
got to
because
see
I
each
did
other
have.
the way we have, you know.
Yeah, I still haven't met the beautiful John Irons yet.
I've met him twice. It's not that
Nothing.
You lie.
That's not what I had.
Are we
Dude,
are we editing? Are you cutting things out? Are we not
usually.
editing?
I was just telling Chris. Did you watch Young Sheldon yet, John Irons?
No, I don't think I've seen a whole episode. I've seen bits and pieces of the show. It seems fine, but I never watched all the Big Bang Theory either.
There's a scene at the I think season finale is season 2. That's what me and Rennie are up to. She's seen it all, but she's having me watch it with her because she enjoyed it so much. And it's one of her favorite scenes. But it's young Sheldon setting up a Nobel Prize listening ceremony from the ham radio thing when he's a kid.
Yeah.
And he's very sad and crying because he's all alone. Like, he invited his whole school, everybody he knows, to come, and he thought people would come. Nobody came. And he's just kind of sitting there enjoying it, but also sad and crying and feeling so lonely, which all of us has had that, moment on the bathroom floor, desperation, and just you feel like you're the only person and you're alone in the whole world of 8 billion people. But then it shows it, like, the camera pans over and then it pans across like young Leonard and young Penny and young Koothrappali and young Bernadette. And
nice.
Oh my God, it's just like, it's that whole, that Wilson Phillips song, Hold On for One More Day, but like a visual representation.
They don't play that. They play Someday
We'll be together.
Oh, that's
yeah. But I mean, it just had the same message to me, because that's one of the things. And I've struggled with that. And it was crazy. And after the episode, like, me and Rennie talk a lot, and she's like, I've had times where I felt so lonely, but I saw that episode and I know that I have really good friends and like a found family eventually. We just haven't met yet. Oh my God, it broke my heart.
Wow.
But yeah, I really
it was a great episode. I think to me that was like the highlight of the series. And I still sometimes would get a little choked up thinking of that scene.
Yeah,
I've seen none of the series.
Theory is so silly.
And I haven't seen the episode, but just your description is starting a little something. I'm like,
oh my God. That's good television. But anyway.
As compared to...
It's funny, John. It's funny, John. Sean always used to say the beautiful Sean Ray, who's the co-founder with the beautiful John Irons of the Infinite Potato Alliance. But I would make fun of Sean for watching Young Sheldon, and he said the only people who make fun of Young Sheldon are people who don't watch Young Sheldon.
Yep,
he proved me. He was right. He was right. So
never appealed to me, but now I'm so far in, I can't wait to keep going. So it sucks that I can only watch it half a week, but at least I get to watch it with my bestie. So
maybe Chuck Lorre will come and see this, and he'll give us guest spots.
I can't wait for the
Georgie and
Sliders revival with Stuart and Bert and all those people. Anyway, hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie. No wait, we already did that.
Yeah,
and we're back.
And we're back. That's what we
Thank you for sticking with us through that break. I know it was only 2 seconds for you, but we appreciate it. You watching those commercials and all that stuff. It really helps. Like I said, I'm trying to get my nut. So we'll be together.
You'll get your nut.
Okay, get my nut. Okay. So I was trying to think. I'll start off this part because I was so intrigued with you guys, your conversation earlier. I was just kind of watching. I forgot I was even part of this. But I've been thinking about this episode because I've been trying to like it because I love Star Trek. So I've been trying to like this episode. And I went from indifferent to dislike to indifference again and again. Excuse me, cut that out. Give me a second. And I was trying to hold up a mirror and see different things. Like the first thing I thought of was what's going on in our current society. I won't be specific about where we are or when we are, but I believe there are people that signed up to Starfleet because they wanted to help people. They wanted to, travel, explore. And so they signed the contract for how many, 3, 5 years? I don't know what the current Earth contract is for certain government military people, but they're being forced to, whether they want to or not, they're being forced to be used as a weapon against their own people in certain countries. Mm-hmm. And like I've heard stories of dissidents and people refusing to follow orders, having good consciousness. But from what I understand, a lot of them are just going along and doing what they have to do because that's the job and that's what they signed up for, even though they don't agree with it. So I thought maybe that part of this episode was kind of showing us that, we think we're signing up for one thing, but we're being made to do something else. Is that something? Did I see something there?
Yes.
Which character would you point at when you say that? Because I'm trying to figure out someone that is there doing something that they don't really want to. Maybe Uhura kind of. I
felt like most of them felt like they didn't want to be doing this.
They didn't.
That's what
they
the
didn't love
it.
it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They didn't love it, but
like
we're
someone,
following orders.
but very specifically having, I think, it's kind of what I was saying before, like Pike and everybody kind of reluctantly following the order.
Yeah.
Because aren't like most war crimes because somebody was just following orders or something, that kind of thing.
I mean, I guess if you're going to try to make a meta commentary about things that are going on in our society now, this is kind of weak sauce. I mean, they're alluding to a whole bunch of different types of things.
You're sounding quiet to me, Chris.
Specific message, Say again, John?
I said you're sounding quiet to me.
Quiet again? Am I too far away from my mic?
I think
you're just a little too far. Just take a beat, and I can fix it in post.
Okay, I just pulled my chair in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. You don't have to say it again. I'll boost the other stuff. Just take a beat, and I'll start from there.
Cool. So I want to applaud it for maybe bringing up some kind of larger issue, but it never really does anything besides set the Horta free at the end.
I was trying to find things, and of course they obviously weren't doing that because they recorded it or filmed this a year ago, and this is just happening.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
currently,
so it tells you maybe they're tapping into some kind of perennial lesson.
Yeah,
and something that doesn't age or really
right.
That's
so
always
we call that evergreen. It's an evergreen.
Yes,
kind
evergreen,
of idea.
Like us.
Yes, evergreen. I mean, there are a couple of. I mean, as much as I've been crapping all over this episode, I really did like a couple of different scenes.
Yeah, I'm trying to find good things. Help me.
I liked most of the Spock stuff. I loved like his discussion of what Starfleet did for him. He was allowed finally to be in a place where he was free to explore his human half. The story about him as a child running away into the desert and like trying to slice himself open in a cave because he was trying to get rid of his human half. I guess that tracks with the Spock that we saw in Disco. The little Spock, he was very emotional when Michael left. He was very emotional when the Red Angel thing happened when we first meet him. So they do establish that he can be prone to bursts of very violent emotion, which is Vulcan. And I loved that. It's harrowing.
Okay.
I don't want to see young Spock go through that. Did he do that before or after the animated series Spock, when older Spock came and said, "Hey, bro, it's cool. You're going to be good."
Yeah, I thought that's what they were starting to reference at first, but then they went the other way.
Right. So, I mean, that to me was great. That again enriches everything you think you know about Spock, but think about how harrowing life on Vulcan can be with people who are just essentially logic machines who are going to shun you for being different, for not adhering to, or for not even being able to help the fact that you might have a stronger emotional core because of your human half. I think that that tracks with everything we've heard about Vulcans, because they're usually kind of judgmental assholes. So
yeah, I would say, Albie, if you're looking for positives about this episode, the performances were really good, like across the board. I feel like they didn't necessarily have the plot writing going for them, but the character writing was really good.
Sheila, I think, did good.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, Spock scene and Uhura scene, Una's scene, like, yeah, like everyone, like individually when they were telling their stories, I thought those were very solid performances.
I felt like Una thought she was in a comedy episode, and everybody else was understanding the gravity of the situation. I don't know.
She has her little speech at the end. She does her little Kirk foo at the end.
But Celia, she was amazing in the episode, and it just goes to show you, no matter what they give you as an actor, you can do something with it. And I think she proved it in this episode.
No, I think there was a lot of great character stuff, a lot of meat for them to sink their teeth into. Especially, you got to think it must be nice as an actor where they're essentially writing a scene that is about you, not you doing something in the context of the broader story, but it's really just pure character exploration, point the camera at you and monologue. Like, that has got to be a fantastic feeling as an actor, to really be able to have that indulgence, because you don't get it, especially in an action show like Star Trek is most times. So I'm happy for them that they were able to get them some more character stuff. Even Melissa Navia finally got to do something with Ortegas that wasn't about the ship. And even the stuff on the bridge with the security footage, she was great in it. So it's just like, the enriching Spock's backstory stuff was great. The Ortegas stuff was great. I'm not crazy about La'an, but I liked getting her point of view. Go.
You said La'an, and I just have to bring up, I really enjoyed her eye makeup in this episode.
Okay. There you go.
It was on point.
Since
that's not easy to do. I don't know who did it, but yes.
Since you brought La'an, I liked. It wasn't even a scene. It was just a moment where they're going into the briefing and Spock hands her a cup of coffee or something. So just like
that was so nice.
Very super subtle acknowledgement that there's a relationship there, but nothing like. There wasn't any like loving looks or anything. You just like, here's a cup of coffee. Like it was, but because you know, that was really good.
I enjoyed that. That might have been my second favorite moment. And for me, it was two things. It was also the connection that, they're together. So he's being kind to her and going above, but also in the original series, we always saw some, hot, yeoman of the week hand everybody coffee cups. And this was Spock going to get coffee for her. So I enjoyed that.
Or did she get coffee for him? Either way, it works.
So, I know Spock got coffee for her.
Okay. I'm remembering it the other way. Either way.
That definitely stood out. That stood out in the episode.
That stood out, yeah. No, but that's why you watch these episodes, because you like the characters. I mean, despite everything,
100%.
When I say like this is the worst episode of Star Trek, I
mean, you're not saying Stranger World, you're saying across franchise.
Star Trek, I still don't know if it's hyperbole.
That might make the thumbnail, Chris.
Because all of the other episodes, say what you will about Spock's brain, it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's fun.
There are some episodes of the original series that are pretty dire, but they were always trying to say something. I think another problem that this episode has is the questions that it's raising that it never really answered, or that it skirted, again, relies on that self-referential crutch of, but this is Star Trek, and isn't it noble and grand, and we all agree, and it's just like, get out of your own ass. You've crawled up your ass, and you've been firmly there this entire season. Just please give me a Star Trek story that's not about how great Star Trek is. I just want a Star Trek story. But that's why I think when I think of this episode, there's just not a lot for me to latch on to, and it's pointless. And it might be hyperbole now because I'm angry in the moment, but it might stand. It might stand. If you ask me next week, I still might say this is the worst episode of Star Trek ever.
I'm not going to go that far. I don't even know if this is the worst episode of New Trek. Like
Oh, I forgot all about disco. I take it all back.
Wow. Wow.
I think Disco, they were intentionally trying to make us mad. But this one, I think they were trying to do good, at least.
I think again, the premise is fine. But if you're going to bring up these questions, you need to give an answer. Or at least say you don't have an answer. Otherwise, just don't bring up the questions because it results in what happened and why we're all mad about it. Because we were fine before. We were fine before this episode with our understanding of like what Starfleet is. I know what Starfleet is. Okay, is it what you thought it was? Turns out, yes. Great.
All signs point to yes. Just shake the magic ink.
Yeah, like this could have been an email. This episode could have been an email.
I thought the Mbinga stuff. I'm sorry, the Mbinga stuff. I forgot who we were on.
Mbinga.
The stuff where he corners him about his past. Again, like, how did he figure out that Mbinga was the ghost and that he was like instrumental, like he was in Black Ops, not just a doctor?
He didn't
that to me would be like one of the most highly classified things.
He didn't have specifics. He had. They called him the ghost, which you could have gotten from someone who just had heard about him. That's fine.
I'm sure there's Reddit in the future. Right?
He didn't have any information. This was redacted, that was redacted, this was redacted, that was redacted. Mm-hmm. He's been called the ghost. I'm like, sure, you could get that. I didn't have a problem with that necessarily. I do think that was the one that was the most, where he was the worst journalist. When he was interviewing in Binga, because like definitely trying to get some kind of gotcha moment. I'm like, what are you trying to get? Like, what's it like being a doctor who kills people? Like,
I do not recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. This gave me an idea just now as you're talking about it. You know how they're going to be doing like movies and 4 of them a year and different things. And wouldn't that be great just to see an Mbanga movie all about his past and what he went through and just call it The Ghost? Dude,
that would be
take
good.
My money. Take my money.
You know what? That
man can act.
Yes, that's a good idea, but I don't trust that it would be a good movie.
You don't think that they would develop it in a way that you would appreciate?
That is correct. I do not recall.
So,
and that made the documentary, so now people are going to wonder about that. That's weird. Other things, some other thing I saw in this, and I didn't quite understand. Like, I was watching the Alien, and they had the collar on them, and they wanted to fly into the sun, but they couldn't until something happened because of the programming or something.
Yeah, I think it had to be activated to. That didn't make sense to me either, honestly. Like, it couldn't just. It's like a Terminator 2. I cannot still terminate. You have to lower me into the low. Like, it couldn't take its own action to destroy itself.
Okay,
It had to be,
I like that.
It had to be
example.
Activated to pursue, and then it could, I guess. But it didn't. It's not like it followed the Enterprise into the sun. So, like, who knows? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, but it was
got
something
close
like
enough.
that. It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way. Like, it needed to be provoked in order to follow. It couldn't do it of its own volition. Maybe not even killing itself per se, but even attacking. It seems like it needs to be under some kind of threat before it can break.
Yeah, I think
in.
Yeah, I think they demonstrated that. Like, it wouldn't initiate an attack. Someone had to shoot at it first.
Mm-hmm. And am I right in understanding that, like, there was no saving it? It was altered so much that it couldn't be itself anymore. Like, Starfleet couldn't get in there and do an operation, take the collar off, and rehabilitate it or something.
Correct.
That's what the Jikaru told Uhura.
Yeah,
and actually, maybe Spock too, because in a weird twist, when Mbinga comes in and he says, "I had to put Spock in a self-induced, induced medical coma to heal his brain." And Christina's doing okay, but she's out. She's down for the count for now. He's the one that says the thing can't be changed. All it knows is war and fighting and whatever. And it was odd. Did Spock tell him that as he was passing out?
I thought Uhura told.
No, I think it was Mbinga
I
that
thought I
said
heard
it.
her
Anyway,
say that
I
when
mean,
when she tapped into it, but I could
that was
definitely be
after
wrong.
the fact.
Like I said, I only saw it once, so you could be completely right.
Yeah, it's in great pain but cannot change. That's what it says, and that's when they started to call the it her. That's when it became
Her,
her.
yeah, I did
And
get
that's
that.
when,
Since
and
they
that's when
connected.
Uhura said, let me try again. Let me use the ship's neural net as an interface because I could communicate with it too somehow.
Yeah, I had a question. I had a question about that.
Yeah.
So she goes to Pike and she's like, "Okay, I know it didn't work with Spock, but hear me out now. Hear me out. I want to use the neural net of the computer. I want to tap in the neural link. Blah 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 blah. I speak a billion languages. That they make it work." And Pike says, "I'm not going to lose another crew member. I'm not going to ask you to do that." She's like, "You don't have to. I volunteer." Does that matter? Like, does that he can still say no, right? Like no. Like my reasoning wasn't because no. I get that you volunteer, but I don't want to lose another crew member. That was the part. That was the reason I said no the first time.
I'm the captain. Remember?
I wasn't concerned about your willingness. That wasn't the problem. I know you're into it. I get it. I was here the whole time for the conversation.
Maybe if she added the line, "I'm good. I'm in Star Trek 6."
Yeah,
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me. Like I knew that they weren't in that much danger when they flew out in the Galileo. That shuttle ain't getting destroyed. So
That's funny.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like there was no reason to even have that line.
Larger story reasons, John. That's the only reason I can think of it. It's number one to show that Pike is a compassionate thinking captain that is not just sending off his people as cannon fodder. And Uhura is the kind of officer that will face the danger and step up to make the sacrifice. All the themes that come to play at the end of the
that line didn't make it. She was clearly volunteering. She wasn't going to suggest it and then like I want to take us. Like,
I agree with you. I'm just
why
does this scene exist in the story is what I'm saying.
Are you sure? All Pike was just like, "Are you sure about this?" And Uhura says, "I'm certain." That would have been fine. That would have made sense. I can't let you do that, but I volunteer to do it. Oh, well, then I can let you do it. I guess.
Then I guess my hands are tied.
You got me.
You win again, Lieutenant.
You. There were sparks of really good characters. I mean, I feel like we're just. Yeah.
I feel like I've been shaking my fist saying "get off my lawn" for the last hour or so. So I don't know if I have
get off my Star Trek
about this episode. Yeah.
All right, so I guess one more question. So is this supposed to indicate that Ortegas is kind of past her trauma? Am I reading too much into that scene at the end where she's talking about it? Because that annoyed me too. Like I thought that they were like, she's taking the time and like.
If she is, I would be disappointed that we didn't see her recovery or breakthrough.
Agreed.
Also, but I also think that time has passed. It's like we said, 6 months, 9 months. You
also
get back to yourself, and her attitude is always like, "Look, we can't control this stuff. I came out here because I thought I could control stuff after her mom died or whatever, but it turns out I can't do that here either. But at least I get to do things." I don't know what her point was, quite frankly. She wanted control, then she realized she doesn't have control, so she just accepts that you got to roll with it.
I'm not even necessarily super mad if that is what happened, if she did kind of come to this realization, during this documentary. I'm not sure if that's what I saw or not. I'm legitimately asking.
I think Ortegas is just still upset that we're almost at the end of season 2 and she hasn't had her episode yet.
Well, she gets to build
a neat stuff.
Captain Kirk hover motorcycle in this. So.
Oh, that was cool. That was something.
That slipped right out from the JJ verse, right into her quarters.
Seeing a little bit of their off-duty hobbies because we don't usually.
They have quarters that are so huge that she can build an entire bike shop.
Motorcycle.
Right. It's not just
I love the toolboxes.
It's a bike shop. She's probably got 2 more in the back somewhere.
There's probably a hydraulic lift.
I know you haven't seen Babylon 5 yet.
Yes.
Yet, Chris, but
Yet.
I
I
plan on
have.
it.
that was very
It's great.
reminiscent of a scene
When-
in Babylon 5 where someone's like repairing an old
Yeah.
bike.
When we run out of Star Trek, Chris, we can do
Okay.
that one.
Any day now. Any day.
Any day.
Any day now. You don't want to bring it back down, but I got to say this. Like, I was trying to think of. I come from a perspective of privilege, so I don't understand things sometimes, and I didn't understand this creature wanting to kill itself rather than to be enslaved and having some kind of hope for the future. And I think I sent you guys this link. It's CNN Abby Phillip responds to Bad Words attempt to downplay slavery. And they play a clip. And I've seen some documentaries on this where they actually have like interviewed an audio from enslaved people from early history of America. When I heard that clip, I think it was today or yesterday, it just clicked with me. Oh, that's why the creature flew itself into the sun.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the ship. But yeah, like famously, there's a slave ship where they just threw themselves into the sea, like, you know, and they reference it in Black Panther, like that at the Killmonger's final scene in Black Panther is like, "Because my ancestors know it's better to, you know, to die free than be enslaved," basically.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I don't know. So I understood it more.
And especially since the hope for that creature is, you know, at least save my children. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, don't let this happen to anyone else.
Right. Don't let them manipulate my offspring. And I think that the enslavement was one part of it, but also the she, Chikaru, said that she is never going to be able to change. She will always be an aggressive creature of war. And
that was heartbreaking.
She didn't want that for herself, but she had no way to rectify that situation except for to just end it. So, again, it could have been like teary moments. I did get a little bit, not emotional, but I had some feels when they're watching the Chikaru plunge itself into the sun.
Also, now that I think about it, you're right. We watch a lot of shit. Like everything reminds me of something else, but Farscape.
Love Farscape.
The child, Moira's
Talon?
child, that was Talon. That was a warship, effectively. Like,
yeah.
Kind of similar. I mean, not super similar, but kind of similar. Now that I think of it.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch Farscape again.
Is that what happened to Talon eventually? I forget. It's been like 10 years.
I know that Talon bonded with Eren.
Yes.
And then I'm trying to remember Talon's ultimate fate. I think he sacrificed himself.
Yes.
Yeah. So, spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
Trust
the
me,
best
so
thing
much
that
shit
the mother
happens in
could have done.
Farscape. By the time you get there, you'll forget about it. You'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, they said that on that podcast 3 years
You're like,
ago."
who's Talon? Right.
But yeah, I think it was the best thing that she sacrificed herself by doing that, because if she didn't, they'd probably try to use her in the future again somehow.
Right.
Capture her, make her do that.
Or-
And if every one of them that they genetically engineer to become warriors that don't want to be weapons just tries to destroy themselves at the earliest possible moment, then there's much less incentive for them to keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I said, you know, initially when the episode started, I thought it was going to be slaves, and it wasn't, but it was.
Yeah,
it was
in a very sci-fi.
It was
way.
sci-fi slaves. It was sci-fi slavery. Yeah, not human-looking slaves.
So there was good things in it. I think I would have had a more emotional connection to it and responded better to it if it was just, you know, the same old Star Trek format. Maybe
I think you're right.
But they tried something different.
Yeah. And
like I said,
maybe should I save that? I'll save some of that for my final thoughts.
All right.
I was gonna say I didn't necessarily have the documentary style in and of itself. It wasn't necessarily a mark against it for me, but it also didn't add anything to it. And it gave it's another aspect for there to be not problematic in the sense of like woke problematic, but just problematic as in loaded with problems that they didn't need to have. because it doesn't make sense that this is the only footage that he had, or that the footage that he used was this or that. Like these are questions and faults that you could have saved yourself if you had shot like a regular episode. And especially if this is the conclusion to this, what, 4 or 5 episodes of him shooting all this stuff, is this episode, I'm like, that's disappointing. I'm like, I would have almost rather had let me think about this. Maybe I would have almost rather had just a clip show where we see pieces of previous adventures where we know he's had the camera and we know he's been filming stuff, and he uses that footage to make his point, or not make his point, as opposed to having an entirely new story. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna stand by that. Instead of there being an entirely new story that's happening, these two things overlaid, if one had been a clip show of this is what Starfleet is and this is what Starfleet does, and my conclusion about Starfleet is this based on these 4 episodes that I was a part of, and this being its own episode, this own 10-man episode, I think I would have liked that better. But as it is, the two ideas kind of just tripped over each other, I think. As much as I'm not rooting for a clip show, I think if they've set it up so that a clip show would have made sense here.
Yeah, and include things that happened in the past during those times that maybe we didn't see, but like maybe bookended by things we did see. Something.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I think what this brings to mind is this new generation of Star Trek. Like, say what you will about the original series, Next Generation errors and stuff, with Gene Roddenberry and Braga Berman. But there was like a filter. It all went through this person that said, I don't think so. And I'm sure we lost a lot of good episodes, probably Ronald D. Moore and stuff like that, from that filter. But for me, I feel like in this writer's room, there's nobody there to go, I don't like that idea. I don't think we should do that. I think it's more of a, like, okay, that's what you want to do. I'm going to support you and let's do this. And nobody's there to go, I don't think that'll work really. Or how about we do it this way?
I think it could have worked.
You know what I mean?
I think it could have worked. I think and it's also,
it just didn't.
It just didn't. Like it needed to cook a little more. And it's also like, once well, we've got this many episodes left and then we're done. Then yeah, you like, I always wanted to do this. I want to do a Western. Well, how can we do a Western? Well, let's figure it out. And then they kind of figure it out and then maybe don't figure it out. They did a documentary. I want to do a documentary. Okay. And like I said, it would have made more sense if this had been the first episode where he was there. Or maybe like the second, but not him established as having been there for months.
Not this late.
Or if he was on a different ship where he didn't know the people. Like, it didn't track.
That would have been good.
It didn't track.
I might have enjoyed that more. Something like Star Trek Borg, the one-off,
Yes. No.
All right. I mean, we could go on and on, but don't we have some fun stuff?
Yeah, we have the most important thing that we have to discuss. Beautiful John Irons, your episode crush.
Oh. I guess Uhura.
Okay.
I guess. Because like I said, I thought a lot of the performances were good. I feel like if this was any single crew member's episode, it was probably her episode because she was, advocating from the beginning that I think it's a language. I think we can communicate. And she was the kind of the hero at the end that did make the communication happen. In the traditional crush sense, beautiful, but that's not different from every other episode. So yeah, I guess I would say Uhura for this one.
I'm gonna go Uhura also. I loved her look in this episode, her hair and her makeup were on point. I love the earrings. Earrings were always a big thing for Uhura in the original series, and I just like these, and I just liked her in this episode. And there was part of it, I think, when she had blood on herself in the hallway or something. When I had seen that, I expected, like a Peter Preston situation, and that never came. So I was a little disappointed on that.
I don't know what that means.
But like I thought,
Rathacon when Scotty brings
Scotty's
Peter
nephew
up,
died.
Oh,
and he grabs, give the word Admiral. The word
Yeah.
is given.
So I thought she was dealing with the death of a friend or a coworker or something. So, but then they just never went back to that really. And but honorable mention goes to La'an for the on point makeup. Uhura. I'm going with Uhura, but
Okay.
I would date either one of them that evening.
Gotcha.
Chris, your
My
crush.
episode crush. Usually, now it's funny. Usually it's Leah, and because she's just so beautiful. But I have
Gorgeous.
to say, I've been noticing this entire season, maybe because of the dancing. La'an's calves are my episode
Right?
crush. She has got some set of calves. That woman, she's got some gams. So
He's gorgeous.
So La'an's legs, especially her calves, she's got a nice turn of calf in this. So
Yes, she's athletic, sleazy, and demure.
oh my God. Last thing
Christ.
I disliked, my last little nitpick about this episode. Last one. At the very beginning, and this may be a me thing, but I kind of hate this convention at this point because it's overdone. At the start of the episode, they show little clips from what's happening later in the episode, like they showed a scene, and
The previously on.
well, no,
No, but it's
not-
like an example, John, when he's trying to do the hatchet job, Pike says to the screen, "You don't want to make an enemy out of Starfleet."
Yes,
That kind of
exactly.
thing. But then they show in context later.
There was no reason to do that. There was no reason to show those at the beginning. I would have preferred if they just shown the episode instead of clips. Well, this is what you're going to see in this. Like, what do you? Or just show me the episode. Like, show me your documentary. Don't I'm already watching it. Like, what are you doing? What is this? What are you doing?
Yeah, but then again, it's that whole straw man thing again.
But you're
Pike up
not, though.
No, but the thing is, that's why it's such bullshit. You're setting Pike up as the heavy because you're going to take down Starfleet. You're going to speak truth to power, and then at the end of the episode, you show it in context, and
Like,
you're
I got you.
undercutting
It's
who
actually
you were
fine.
at the beginning of the documentary as opposed to who you've become in the course of the doc. It makes no sense.
It made no sense.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Anyway.
That's the last
Now
one.
I have one more thing. Damn it.
One more thing.
Captain Patel in this episode during Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
which I'm disappointed that the Thanksgiving scene is in this episode because I wanted to watch this every Thanksgiving, but I'm not gonna.
I don't know if it was actually Thanksgiving.
I think it was just dinner.
It was
It might have
kind
just
of.
been dinner. Pike, he
But-
likes to cook. He's a cooker.
They had a roast beast. It could have been any holiday, right?
Sure.
But Patel, I can't help but notice how not Gorn she is, and how she's not got turning green, and how she's not turning into a rubber Gorn. And I'm disappointed. Where are they going with this?
I felt like you leaned way too far into that. That might happen later. That'll happen later.
I thought I came up with it, but everybody's talking.
They got
on
a
the
couple
internet,
seasons to
so
go,
I don't
right?
know.
No, that's when they have the next wacky comedy episode. It's going to be Marie and Chris on Risa, and he's going to propose to her, and they're going to make sweet love by the fire, and then he's going to wake up, and she's going to sit up in bed and turn around, and she's going to be all gornified, saying, "How do you want me, sweetie?" or whatever. That's what you say.
Maybe they
When
go
you're
to
Marie,
the-
you say, "How do you want me, sweetie?" Isn't that the sexiest line you got?
I think that's how they initiate. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm just hoping by now she just starts growing green latex on her or something. Something, give me something. Or she's doing the Spock thing with the two
But
shirts.
here's the thing.
Or the gold dress.
I don't want. I think it would be interesting, but at this point, I don't want that because I think the Gorn Par Wraith, inherent soul battle thing is way more interesting. So I'd rather them go that route and see what happens.
Was that a Stargate reference?
No, Par Wraith.
Oh, is that what they called them
Yeah,
in
they
this too?
called them. Didn't they call
Power
them
and
Paws? They
DS9.
called them Paws.
They call him something Pa.
okay.
And
Yes,
I
yeah.
am ashamed to say that I did not make that connection
I
at
didn't
all
either.
until listening to other people's Star Trek podcasts. Like, oh, well, yeah, that's clearly what they're. Yeah, it's
You
clearly
cheating
what
on
it
me,
is.
John?
I'm cheating with you.
Okay.
I have a whole other podcast network. First of all, respect your place. Second, know your place.
Okay.
I will definitely cuck out for that.
Favorite part of the episode, beautiful John Irons.
Favorite part of the episode. Oof. Okay. My favorite part of the episode. Favorite moment is Spock handing on the cup. Favorite part of the episode. I guess even though I knew it was coming, Uhura, when she did make contact and was communicating with the creature, again, it was not surprising, but I did enjoy her performance of it, and it was the hero moment of the show. So and there's not a lot of moments that I loved. There's not a lot of scenes that I loved. So I would say that's probably that scene probably. And like I said, I did like a lot of the little interviews too. But Uhura when she that whole conversation actually, I enjoyed.
How about you?
Is it a cop out to say my favorite part was the anticipation on watching the episode before I watched the episode?
No.
I'm gonna say yes, but it's not my show.
That's what my mind immediately goes to. But I would say Celia's performance was strong and held up throughout the whole episode for me, even though I did not enjoy the episode at all. So, Chris, favorite part of the episode?
I'm tied between Spock's declaration that Starfleet gave him a safe space, a home to explore who he really is, because that's so Spock, especially Star Trek Spock, not Vulcan Spock, but Starfleet Spock. And I really, really liked when Beto questioned Pike about, have you seen people die? And Pike turns it around and says, have you seen people die? And he said, because I think if you had, you wouldn't really appreciate somebody asking you about it. I thought that was a fantastic scene. So yeah, there was, like I said, there were a lot of great character moments in this one to like. It was wrapped up in nonsense. Okay, trivia questions.
Are we?
No, we'll do trivia, then we'll do Trek and Tell, and then we'll do final thoughts.
No,
Can
I
I
was
do
gonna
one
say
more quick sentence before we do trivia, or no?
Oh, okay, sure. I thought we were done.
Sorry. That just brings up something. Oh, wait, let me take a beat. That just brings up something that I remember when wasn't Lon asked that same question and she didn't respond and she just had a look. I love that look. That was a good look. Okay, you can keep going. Okay, what's next, Chris?
Smoky-eyed look. And John, did you have another
favorite scene?
No. It seemed like you asked if we're moving on.
Oh no. I was gonna ask. So my question was, I thought we were doing the trivia. I was like, so are LB and I on this? Are we on a team here? Or is this like?
No, I'm gonna ask. I have two cards. Two cards. You can see.
All right.
And I'm going to ask a question from each card. Whoever gets the best of three wins from two different cards. So you each get 3 questions. So I got you for 6 questions. Does that make sense?
6 questions.
And stealing is open.
We'll start with the beautiful John Irons, because beauty before whatever the hell I am.
All right, the best of 6.
I think I'm also older than you, so I'm just.
I'm on my extremely late 30s.
John, which USS Enterprise D crew member has a romantic history with Commander Riker's father, Kyle?
I was there with Commander Riker. I'm like, I know that one. Commander Riker's father. I mean,
I think I know.
Is that Pulaski?
Yes, you got it.
I'm like, who else would it be? That's
for some reason I want scrambled eggs now. Yeah.
All right, Albie, you're gonna get this one. What is USS Voyager's registry number?
Holy crap! I was just talking about this a couple days ago with Serenity, because I watched Steve Shive's favorite Star Trek Voyager episodes, and he had the number on his T-shirt, and I was like, I should know that number. I've seen the series how many times? I don't know. John Irons for the steal.
So glad this went to you. There's not a chance. It's 4 digits, I'm guessing?
Cerritos is 1013.
No, it's not
35479.
No.
I want to say 8, 6, 7, 5, 3,
John, slow my
dash 09.
Why don't I know it? Why?
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Wow. Okay, so the registry is NCC 74656.
74656. That sounds right.
All right, so John is 1-0. Okay, just getting a game here.
Shocking.
John, another Voyager question for you. In a Voyager episode, why does the Q known as Quinn have a quote death wish?
Why does the Q known as Quinn have a death wish? Because as omniscient and omnipotent, it has experienced everything except for death. It is the one quote unquote undiscovered country.
Right. I mean, you can interpret it that way, but there's a more direct answer. Albie, if you can get closer to what's on the card.
Which episode is this again? What's the question?
I'll reread the question. In a Voyager episode, why does the Q known as Quinn have a quote death wish?
Oh, is this because it's immortal and it just wants an end? Is that a better answer? Or is that am I warm?
Without death, life has
warm
no
or
meaning?
colder? Warm or colder?
No, you're much warmer, John. You kind of he finds immortality tedious.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, what you said before was a lot more broad spectrum. I mean,
I'm willing to try immortality.
But this,
if anybody's got the elixir.
Is my second answer acceptable answer?
Yes.
Sweet.
Ding, ding, ding. 2-0.
All right. Here we go. Albie,
I think I might have actually seen that episode. I don't think about it.
In the motion picture The Voyage Home, which question from the computer testing Spock's memory stumps him?
How do you feel?
Thank you. We were making
How
jokes
do you
about that
feel?
just in the last thing we recorded, I believe. So that's 2-1. Albie got it.
I'll take it. T. Plana Hoth, matron of Vulcan philosophy.
All right. John Irons in the Deep Space Nine episode, The Siege of AR-558, which former Lost in Space television star appeared as the human Kellen?
I'm assuming Bill Mumy.
Yes, it's Bill Mumy.
Good job. So
All
both
right.
him and Boothby were from Lost in Space. Good job.
So that's 3-1. Albie cannot pull it out, but we're going to read the last question anyway. Who played number 1 in the original Star Trek pilot, The Cage?
Majel Barrett.
That's correct.
/ Roddenberry.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, the beautiful John Irons.
Right.
I would have gotten that wrong and then been angry when I heard the answer.
Good game.
Because I should have known
game.
that. I was like, oh,
Good
yeah,
game.
that's right. I
Good
did.
game.
She did do that. Thank you.
All right.
GG.
Do we have
does
any
anyone-
Trek and Tells?
I kind of do. Can I show you mine? Just to
Absolutely.
tie into the beginning of the episode. Here's a copy of a book that I got, To Infinity
Nice.
and Beyond.
Awesome. To
Neil-
Infinity and
Neil
Beyond, the
deGrasse
Buzz
Tyson.
Lightyear story.
Did he sign it? Did you get it signed?
And
Is it the updated version? Wow.
That's pretty
To Christopher from Treksploration. Keep potting.
You know what?
So they would
He even
sell
has a
these
beautiful
at the event.
handwriting. Like that's a
Right?
really
Nice.
that's a very nice signature.
So it's signed by both Neil deGrasse Tyson and Lindsay Nix Walker, and it's a beautiful, like a 4-color book. If you can see,
That's nice.
yeah, it's a beautiful, like a thing. You can see like a lot of,
That's really cool.
yeah. So it's just, it's really nice. It's a very heavy, thick pages, 4-color. It's, yeah, it's an interesting book. So I'm glad I went there.
That's
I'm glad
cool.
I bought it. So that's my Trek and Tell, even though it's Trek adjacent.
Yeah, you got to know about all that stuff to actually work in Starfleet. So
Right.
I'm sure that's required reading.
There's
Updated
a
for the
whole
23rd
chapter
century.
about studying moss. So
Nice. Did you ask him the thing about anti-neutrons?
yes, I did, and then we did the proton dance. That'll be on TikTok. Anyway,
Mr. Beautiful John Irons, do you have anything?
I mean, I wouldn't call it Trek and Tell, but like, in honor of the last episode of
Woo! I love it.
Pelia.
Nice.
I also have an old phone just in case. Just in case.
You never know.
You never
when
know.
the stuff goes down, you might need it.
The copious amounts of copper wire.
Actually, so the reason that I have this, I had this plan. I was like, okay, here's what would be cool, is because you can go to Amazon and you can get like a Bluetooth headset that just looks like this. So I was gonna have like this, like just on my desk, and so like at work. So when the phone rings, I would just answer it like an old-timey phone, but it's actually the Bluetooth connected to my cell phone.
That's awesome.
But I didn't follow through because
because you've been using it as a personal massager.
Serenity wants a red one.
Maybe.
Because she wants to do a Red Dwarf podcast, but she wants us to take guest calls with an old style phone for some reason. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
You know what? Red Dwarf is among my that's one of the sci-fi staples that I think I've seen a couple of episodes, but that's Red Dwarf is to John as Babylon 5 is to Chris, I think.
Yes, I'm going to say the same thing. It seems silly. It seems stupid. Get through the first few seasons.
No, I'm not
episodes.
even. I'm a fan of silly and stupid. I just haven't, gotten around to it.
I would be sad. I would weep for you if you died and not haven't seen the whole series.
I would weep for me if I died too.
I'm going to weep if we go on much longer with this podcast.
Okay,
so what is your Trek and Tell, Albie?
It's I don't know if I showed this before, but it's the Enterprise from Star Trek 2009.
Oh, cool.
And if you press the button,
plays the Beastie Boys.
I think the batteries are dead. All right, I'll get
someone's
batteries.
been
I'll
using
put it
that as a
next week.
personal massager.
That's right.
I'm going to take a beat and start over. I'll show it next week with batteries because it's cooler with batteries.
That's what she said.
Okay. This isn't really Trek and Tell, but I just wanted to show this. This is what Serenity and I played during the her birthday party. We had a little, because we celebrated her birthday all month. We went to Disney for a week and we're doing different things. We had kind of like a pizza party with a Carvel ice cream cake, and we played Murder at the motel. It was fun.
Cool.
And we were wrong. We opened the envelope and we were both wrong.
Wow.
I was like Clue. You try to solve the mystery.
Kind of, but you only can play it once because there's only one murder.
Oh.
So you get a whole bunch of like evidence and police reports and letters and all kinds of things, and you had to open the combination lock, and we had to find the number, and oh my god! So it was about 6 hours of fun, but with a wah wah at the end because we picked.
It's like your very own holodeck episode.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I was like
right.
Amelia Moon. Is that who it was?
Yes, Amelia Moon.
All right, so I think we're doing good. So what's next, Chris, in our lineup?
Final thoughts. Final thoughts
and ratings. How about we let the beautiful John Irons go first?
Out
of 5 with some wacky objects.
Yeah, normally I have something. Normally I think about this ahead of time, but I feel like I've been giving my final thoughts since the episode started. So I'm gonna give this. Again, like it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was bad, but it wasn't like unwatchable.
Who's bad?
It wasn't like unwatchable. It wasn't, So I can't give it. I'm not gonna give it a 1. I'm gonna give it 2 cups of Vulcan latte out of 5. Out of 5.
Is that your final thoughts?
1.5. 1.5.
Any final thoughts about it?
No. I have no further thoughts about it. All of my thoughts about it are final.
I'll go next so Christopher can take us home. Didn't like it. It makes me sad that I didn't like it. I wanted to like it. I like when they do, they take the big swings and they do this high concept stuff where they just change up the genre, and I'm usually there for it. And I'd say about the first 5-10 minutes, I was like, okay, this will be cool. I can't wait till the thing happens that I'm like, oh, wow, I love that they did that, and it never came.
I can't wait for something cool to happen. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah. And I don't know if I viewed it on its own, if it would be any better than just not living up to my expectations of what a Star Trek episode is. But whatever they were trying to do, if they were trying to do something, was totally lost on me, and it makes me sad. I don't know if this is the worst episode of Star Trek in all of Star Trek ever, but it's up there. So, or down there? I'm going to give it. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Do I have to name the wacky object if the number is
0?
not really a number?
Are you going 0?
Okay. I'm going to go 0.
Wow.
Uhura sweaters, because I did love the sweater she was rocking in this episode. The off-duty sweater.
The sweater
that
was
was
good.
nice.
I liked it. I was like a sweater. Oh yeah, Wesley wore sweaters all the time. Let's save it for future sweaters.
Yeah, so it is a cool sweater, but I'm going to give it a 0. I'm
Hashtag
sorry.
space sweaters.
I can't.
Take a
I
picture of your
can't give it
space
any
sweater
point.
and send it in to Chris and Albie.
That made it through how many people? The writer's room, the producers, go on, and somebody hit upload to Paramount Plus. I don't know how.
Wow. I thought I was coming in hot. You guys are going out hot. I know. I
gave it 2.
I came out because I was angry because I just rewatched the episode and it just aggravated the hell out of me. Again, just first,
Right?
I just do not agree that Star Trek needed a found footage episode. It's cliche. It's a genre that has been done and overdone to death. But if you're just going to play with genres and you're going to play with different types of shows, then I guess this had to be in the list somewhere. Just pull this one out of the barrel this week. That being said, it could have been good. They just annoyed me with setting up Starfleet as the bad guy in the beginning when we all knew that somehow it was going to come around that Starfleet's the good guy. So in the end, it's kind of a pointless episode because it's giving a message that we already believe in, and we're actually angry at the top because you're somehow refuting it. So that's why I was so when I got on mic. But that being said, it's still just not a great episode. Some terrific character beats that I've already mentioned. If I had to rate it, I would give it one on calf out of 5.
2.
Nice.
And she's got 2 of them, so that shows you, right?
Yeah.
We want
Maybe
to
this
know
episode-
what you think
That's
of La'an's calves out there on the YouTubes. Tell us.
Comment down
Tell
below.
us down below. Tell us, are
Pictures.
we being too
Or
hard
didn't
on this
happen.
episode? Are we being too hard on this episode?
Yeah, what
you
do
let
you
us
think?
know. Are we just a bunch of curmudgeons and jerks and get off my space lawn? Tell us here at youtube.com/@Treksploration. Keep those comments coming. You can also support the show, even though we don't seem like it. We do love Star Trek, and we love to
it.
talk about Star Trek. So you should support us talking about Star Trek at patreon.com/Treksploration, Instagram at Treksploration Pod, Blue Sky Social at Treksploration, TikTok at Treksploration, email TreksplorationPod@gmail.com. Send me stuff, P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 11705. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 11705. Support us in a one-time manner with the QR code that's popping up on the screen. I think that's like
Help
for
me get my nut.
PayPal or
Help me
something.
get my nut.
Also,
I gotta get my nut.
buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Treksploration. You
Well,
can
I
do any and all of those things, and please like, share, subscribe. We
Subscribe. We're so close,
wanna
everybody.
reach that milestone for
We're gonna get that plaque.
Treksploration.
We can do it together.
Any comments that you send on this episode may appear in future episodes of Treksploration or future Treksploration feedback specials.
Or documentaries to be filmed later.
Of that. Yes, an episode to be named later. It might even be a found footage feedback. I don't know. It'll be me at the post office and stuff.
That'd be cool.
going in
Found
like-
footage feedback.
But speaking
That's something.
of future episodes,
No, look, imagine just a drone camera following because get the hell out of here. He would be so pissed. He would be so pissed.
tell your story walking or flying. Albie, what's the next episode?
The next episode hopefully is better than this one. I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler. Any other episode than this one's going to be better than this one was. Season 3, episode 8, 4.5 Vulcans. What could that be about?
I think this is the one that they released. It was like the first scene they released.
Oh,
when
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
promoting the new season. So
So we've seen like a minute, 2 minutes of it where everybody's a Vulcan.
Yes.
And they make fun of Spock for being half Vulcan.
Right. And he's
Sounds
going to go back
like
to
a
the
riot.
cave and cut himself. Poor Spock.
Poor Spock.
We don't know.
Anyway,
They didn't show that in the preview or the clip.
I don't know. It's very problematic if you're going to put these two episodes back to back.
But he's all grown now. He's fine. He's fine.
I don't know. Spock is delicate. He's a delicate
I'm hoping
flower.
for a fun episode after this one. I'm hoping for a fun episode. See people as Vulcans.
Well, Patton Oswalt did it, right? Is this the one that he's in?
Yeah.
There you go. You know.
Yes.
All right.
It's already a winner.
So promises of Patton Oswalt to come.
When it says skip or watch this next, you got to go hit watch credits. Is that okay to say?
Okay, sure.
Oh, for the next
Spoiler
episode?
Yeah.
Because after
Or
credit
just say
bonus
watch
scene?
credits. You know, don't skip. Don't dip out too soon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
What should I say?
No, that's fine.
Should I say that?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Watch-
That doesn't
watch-
spoil
doesn't
anything,
spoil
right?
anything.
Okay.
Wait till
How about this? I'll take a beat. If anything, I'll say watch the entire episode. How's that?
Credits and all.
Credits and all.
Gotcha.
Credits, intros, whatever they like you to skip nowadays. I don't do that, but it pays off every once in a while.
I typically
So I'm
do.
looking forward to 4.5 Vulcans.
So I appreciate the heads up for that.
And the half is got to be Spock, right?
I guess so, yeah.
I presume.
And I'm
4.5 Vulcans. I don't know. So that's what we'll be talking about next time. Thank you, the beautiful John Irons. Where can people find you real quick?
You can find my actual show on CaptainGameShow.com. I host Captain Game Show, Trivia Wordplay Podcast. No new episodes in months, but one coming soon. I'm halfway through editing it, and it will feature the less beautiful but also beautiful. No, Chris. This is the one that we recorded live at Magic City Con. That'll be coming out very soon.
Oh, sweet. I can't wait.
It'll be coming out
That'll
very
be great. That'll
soon.
be great.
2 new games, 2 new rounds of gameplay premiered. The last game to rave reviews.
Yeah.
And then people say
Awesome. Don't we have
people
a-
liked it. People liked it.
Don't we have a Quantum Leap something to put up there, a panel or something?
Oh, it didn't record.
It didn't record?
Yeah,
okay.
no, Rick said he recorded it, and he said that the audio was bad, and then he went to look for it, and it just was not usable.
Yeah, the machine ate it, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Oh, sad face. Okay. Well, hopefully there's a pirated version out there somewhere, bootleg. So I won't even mention
It was. I mean,
Thank you, John. That's cool. I can't wait to hear the Captain Game Show without me on it. Maybe if I would have driven to Alabama.
that
Maybe.
would have been sufficient.
I should have driven to
Okay.
Alabama. Anyway,
Tried
All
to
right.
tell you,
So thank you.
but who could have known?
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And for Treksploration, I'm Albie.
I'm Chris.
I'm tangentially John.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Okay, now we need credits. So this is Murder at the Hotel. Have you ever played any of these kind of things, John? They're pretty
I
fun.
played one that was like I would go get it, but like I don't want to like get up and leave or anything.
Yeah.
But it's like a explore your city kind of thing. So like it was actually it's pretty cool. So there's like go to this part of town and this mural has this and how many and
like a scavenger hunt.
it's like
kind
a
of thing?
scavenger hunt kind of thing, and there's clues in it, and then you interpret the clues, and then you you crack the code, and the hidden message. It was really cool. It was really cool. My friend Alana, I asked for it. My friend Alana got it for me for my birthday a couple of years ago, and
Nice.
it was really cool. We did that for my birthday, and then we went and had dinner.
John, pick up your phone.
Chill out.
You are a very sexy man. So this is 1-900 Single Podcasters.
This is
Welcome to 1-900 Single Podcasters. What area are you in?
is sexual harassment an area?
It's okay. I'm the HR manager for this company.
Can I-
so
Can
let
I,
it-
can I leave now?
That scene in Deadpool versus Wolverine, where he's like this guy knows he's basically sexual harassing that guy. He's like, who, you calling your wife? I'm calling HR. Is your wife working in HR?
So good. So good.
All
right.
I miss those party lines. I never did it. I'm holding the phone upside down.
I don't know. I don't want to hang up now. I know it's all fake. And I know
Guys,
there
I
was,
gotta hang up.
but it's,
I got to go to work
I
tomorrow.
can't hang up
I
first.
missed it.
You hang
I
up
really
first.
missed it.
No,
Give me
you.
a hit stop.
No,
Let me
you.
hit stop. Let me hit